So here at Merry Merry Meeples, we like drafting games, we like roll and write games, we like flip and write games, we basically like the verb and write games in general. So Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig by Bezier Games came to Kickstarter, and it combined drafting and writing and coloring and all that fun stuff. So of course we took a look at it, we backed it, the deluxe edition, and now I am going to play the solo version for you so you can get a feel of how the game plays multiplayer or solo, because they're very comparable. Take it away, me. Alright, so here we are getting started with Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. Have not finished setup yet. We will flip that in a minute. What is nice is these player aids they give you show your setup, first turn, everything. So we place the 4 random king's favors. We have a deck with 30 cards. Turnover cards in the center equals number of players plus 2. So that is 3. You'll see on this playmat they have a spot for a 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, 5-player. Shuffle the bonus card deck, place in the middle, give each player a score sheet, a sketch sheet, a sketch panel, a reference card, and 2 bonus cards. So typically these bonus cards would be kept face down so your opponent can't see them, but seeing as I am my own opponent, we are going to have them face up so you can kind of see what I am working for. Randomly assign a star player. That's me, for I am the only player. Shuffle the decree deck, count out royal decrees, equal number of players plus 2, and you keep 1, and then you would pass it around. It's a draft style, but seeing as I'm the only one, I got dealt 3 and chose 1, and then you reveal them. Mine is I will win ties on the king's favor, and that makes a huge difference, and I'll tell you why later as I get into my explanation. And then place the colored pencils on the table. There are my colored pencils. Alright, first turn, choose a room type for the foyer and color it in, and then color the first swan. I have done that. I have chosen green, and my swan is green. Alright, quick overview on how this plays. And then I'll get into how it's different in a solo mode, because there isn't much difference. I'm going to draft one of these rooms out here. And then I'm going to draw it in my castle. A doorway has to match a doorway, and it needs to be within the confines of where you're allowed to build. So no going outside the main borders, and initially not outside these dotted lines until I can unlock them. So door versus door on door. And then once all doors into a room have been matched up with other doors, if possible, then that room is complete, and that will unlock powers based on room type. You can block doors off with walls, but you'd have to find some way of them making that door go into a door, which is by using some of these powers in order to complete said room. So that is the basis on that. So you're going to grab a card. I'm not going to grab this one right, but then you can stick it under, and with this being vellum paper, you actually can see the shape and sketch it, trace it wherever, and then color it in. Don't worry, you will not be watching me doing a lot of coloring. I'm going to choose my card, and then, like magic, it'll appear on my sheet in the way that I want to put it for you. So yes, in turn order, take a room, sketch the room, connect it to at least one other room, or I can skip a turn and fill in my little dot up here for skip a turn. Alright, the round will end. I place my room card on a face down pile. The rest go to the reserve. We deal out more cards. Then we keep going until the deck runs out, which is going to be 10 rounds. Yeah, and then we get to scoring, which is all on this sheet as well. Alrighty, super quick. The way that the rooms do actions. If I complete a yellow room, I immediately take an extra turn. If I do the blue one, I can use that on a later turn, that when I draft a room, I can move the doors amongst the room. And underground or a basement, lower level room, you can add a secret door when that gets completed. Also, once I connect a lower level room to my castle, every other lower level room needs to go off of that or an adjacent lower level room. I can't just place all these lower levels all over my castle. What's the next one? I'll look in this handy dandy sheet. Living. The living ones. So purple is I can remove a door. So in that instance where that door is against the wall I was talking about, you can just remove that door. Look, room complete because there's no door. I got rid of it. Red is when you choose to take a room instead of taking from out here, you can take from the reserve. You can even do that on your extra turn. Green, that is how you expand the lot. So when you have one of those, you can use it to color one of these flags, which opens up areas. The turquoise, there are no actual rooms with turquoise. What it is some of the rooms will have swans, as you see here. If you choose that room, you're going to color in a swan. Every 4 swans, so 4 and 8, you're allowed to color in a moat. A moat is diagonal, or I mean not diagonal, orthogonal, up, down, left, right, as far as you want in a straight line within the confines of your castle at that point. The orange buildings will have you take 2 bonus cards and you keep them. However, you can only score a bonus card per orange building you complete. Courtyards is a empty section surrounded by rooms with at least 1 door going into it. You're going to get 10 points for those. Alrighty, so back up here, start reward. So I start with one of these. At any time on my turn, I can use a start reward to do any of these actions. And I'll color the flag into the color that I have done. Same thing if I ever do skip a turn, that gives me the same type of bonus action. So here's where it is different from the multiplayer, is there is a go last option. That is, if you go last in the turn, you fill in a circle. If you do it 3 times, you get a bonus action. I will never go last, so I will not be using those. Also, obviously, there will be more cards in a multiplayer. Alright, scoring points. You're going to get 4 points for every completed yellow room. You're going to get 5 points for every completed blue, 6 for gray, 7 for purple, 8 for red. The expanded lots, you're going to look at your completed rooms there, and you're going to look at how many adjacent empty squares are next to them. 2 points for a full one, 1 for a half, which I will explain when we get there. Total those up, and that's your score. The moat is going to be how many full rooms are within that moat looking from outside of your manor, your castle. They have to be fully behind. Even if they have 1 square above the moat, then they don't count. You'll get 2 points per room that way. The orange ones, as I said, will be scoring your gold cards, 10 points per courtyard. You're going to get points for how big all of your rooms are. You're going to add those up. You're going to get a royal decree. Mine does not give points, but I'm about to explain why that is vital. Then you're going to look at these favors. So let's flip these over right here. So at the end of the game, we are going to see 1, 2, 3, 4. Who has the most outdoor rooms? 6 rooms. The total size of those rooms. And the total size, or your total number 5 rooms. So typically, that'd be amongst all the players. However, in a solo game, you're going to compare yours to the reserve. So normally, you have to beat them outright. If you tie, you get 0 points. Second place, 0 points. Otherwise, you get 15. I, however, will win ties. So if we are tied, I will still get that 15 points. Total all up, give us a score. We'll check the book to see how well we did. That is about it. So as I said, gold cards. So this is going to give me 4 points for each of my size 7 rooms, and this is 2 points for each of your 45-degree angled wall segments. So that would be like this sewing room here has this one, and this is the instance where you'd only get 1 point. If an outdoor room was adjacent to this, that is only 1 point because it's half a square. Alrighty. So I think we will just go ahead and get started with where we're going to go. So I think I'm going to start with this sewing room for a couple of reasons. 1, it's going to give me a swan, which will help me get the moats in place. 2, it's got a couple of doors coming off of it, and from when the bride and I played, we realized we kept forgetting to get doors, so we were starting to really hem ourselves in. And 3, it's a size 5, which this one's looking for, so I prefer not to put it in there to where they have one up on me. And I am going to put it right above my foyer, right there. So when I come back, you will see that colored in. And there, by the magic of filming, I have my room colored in with the red. So there is my card, so it's going to be off to the side because that is also going to be 5 points at the end of the game. I forgot the other reason I might want to do it is because it does have the 2 angles, which if I am able to score this is 4 points there as it is. So we flip this over. These come to the reserve. We are at the end of the round, which means, yep, those go down there, unchosen in there, turn over new cards. That is the other thing, too, is if you play a multiplayer game, the way you determine who goes first is whoever drew the smallest room. So I have a 5, someone drew a 3, they would go first, and then I would go. Alright, we have a bunch of stuff up here. 4, 4, 6. That's wanting 6, so I may think about the servants' quarters. We'll see. So I was initially thinking doing the small yard out this way to kind of expand out, but I think I am going to grab that servants' quarters, just because, I mean, it is 6 points at the end of the game and does help me get that. And it's a swan, which helps me with my moat. So we are going to grab that, and I'm pretty sure we're going to come up and off of here, although that's going to limit that in. That's going to limit that in. Yeah, we're probably going to come up here anyways, and then hope that we can get a room that has doors there. Alright, we are 3 swans in, so this goes right there. Clear out those outdoor rooms, although I just realized that was looking for outdoor rooms, so they're probably going to win that. That's fine. Next up, we have a nursery, a dungeon, and a vineyard. Ooh, so that nursery doesn't quite fit where I need it to go there. That would have been money. So I'll have to look and figure out where I want to go from here. Alright, as much as I'd like to take that dungeon with the angles and such, I think I am going to take the nursery. And we are going to probably come up off of there with it and go that way and hope I can find something to sneak in there, because this will complete a blue room for me, which means I can move doors in the future. So let me get that installed in the castle. Alright, so I actually changed my mind. I had the door going this way because I realized if it goes that way, I have nothing bringing my dungeon, I keep saying dungeon, that's on my mind. My castle has nowhere to go that way, which could hinder me in the future. I did, however, still complete my blue room. So we fill in the dot here to show it's completed. And then if I ever do use its ability, I will color in the flag to show that I used its ability. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just going to win outdoor rooms, and that's fine with me. Ooh, the Bat Cave. Who wants a Bat Cave? Me, I do. French Gazebo, and the Cloak Room. Alright, so as much as I want the Bat Cave, I may get it later if I can fulfill my red room, because then I can get from the reserve. I'm going to play it smart, and I'm going to take the Cloak Room, and the Cloak Room is going to go right in here, and that is going to actually close off this area that if I can get a secret door into there, that would be a courtyard. This will also complete a orange room, which means I'll get 2 of those, and get me most of the way to my red room. So let me get that colored in there. Alright, so there is that orange room right there. Fill in our circle here. And we will color our flag because we are going to be doing it right now. So we draw 2. So this is going to be 4 points for each of your size 8 rooms, or 3 points for each of your filled in swans, which I'm already at 12. So that may be a thing I get. That would be kind of cool. 1, 2, cat chamber, archives, and anteroom. Alright, so I'm going to take the cat chamber. I am going to use my blue move doors, and I am going to actually move the door down here so it can line up with my foyer. And there is my cat room. So I could have moved this other door to like maybe around this way on that flat part so I can go up, but I think I'm good here. Then the other thing that does is that will complete my foyer, which gives me a completed green room, which means I can expand my lot here soon. I may expand it here. I'm just going to wait and see if I need to expand it a different way first. I did not complete a room there, so that is that. It also gave me my 4th swan, which means at some point I can fulfill, or I can fill in a moat. The other thing about moats is, say I unlock this section and put a moat here, it would actually close off that door, which would then complete that room. That being said, let's see where we're up next to. A dessert room, a panic room, and a mold room. So the panic room would be nice because I do want to get more orange so I can score more bonus cards. But I also want to get this dessert room. And I'm going to put that to complete my red room there. And that will let me kind of expand off of here if I want. Alright, so that is my 6th turn. And I'm right now debating on doing something a little wonky. So let me know if I should. I say I should. So I am going to use my start reward now to do an extra turn to take this panic room right here and put this into my area. So I did what I probably shouldn't have done. I did close up over here. That does, however, give me a blue room and an orange room, which will let me score another bonus card, and then the blue room will let me move doors, which should hopefully help me expand up and around this way. So because I did an orange, I get to draw more cards. So this is 5 points for each of your 5 rooms or your 4 rooms. So I'm looking for 4, 5, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? Bezier Games. Alright, this goes here. Coming up. Fountains, King's Room, Greenhouse. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm going to use my green to expand my castle out this way, which means I now have access to these 2 rows because I'm going to take the fountains because it's a 6, which helps me with that. It doesn't help me over here, but it does have a swan, which helps me with that one. It's got angled walls, which helps me with that one if I need it. And we are going to come off of my panic room in a certain way. I'm probably going to move doors with my completed blue room. You'll see when I come back. Alright, so that is my 5th swan. So at some point I can do a moat. I am going to want to try and get that room completed though, so I can maybe open up something. Also, I completed a yellow room, which means I take another turn immediately, which means I could open up that or complete that by doing the king's room off of it and opening up over here, and that'd be a 3. Or do I go the big greenhouse route? Well, that greenhouse will put me up close here. We're going to do the king's room. Alright, so there's my king's room, which does complete another green room. So I do have the 2 completed ones. I do want to look at trying to get at least 1 underground room completed so I can add a door in here to try and get the courtyards. Also pretty sure I'm not going to get that as I have no purple on my map yet. Alright. Next one's up. You got the snake pit, the library, or the archery range. Well, we're going to get our first purple. We're going to put our snake pit and we're going to run it up along here. Because more than likely with my green, I'm going to unlock this and do a moat there. That will complete that up, get all these buildings, score lots of points. And then all I have to worry about is somehow completing that door, which that's a future Brad problem. We'll see how he manages that. So by placing that snake pit, I have helped future Brad out by completing a blue room, which means he can move doors in the future. Alright, so I believe we're down to the final 2 turns. We have a crypt, we have a singer's chamber, and a boot room. Well, the boot room would accomplish that right there. And I don't think there's any way I'd be able to accomplish the crypt if I took it. So let's go ahead and grab that boot room, because that will knock out that door. The moat will do that door. Then I just have to get something there next turn. And that also allows me to score another bonus card. Alrighty, so I completed that orange room, as I said. Let's go ahead and draw 2 more bonus cards. Now I need the 1 rooms and courtyard. Don't think I'm going to be scoring that one, as I don't even know if I'm going to get a courtyard. I think we are going to just expand up this way because I have a feeling that's what I'm going to do. And then let's just go ahead and color in that moat before the end of the turn. Actually, we're going to wait. I colored that flag in, but we'll get there. I want to make sure I don't need to arrange something a certain way because of that. Alright, so final 3 cards. We have a tunnel, a hammock room, and Windy J Farms. Alright, so the tunnel isn't going to be completed, and that's all. That takes up 4 spaces. Can't do that. Probably going to end up being the Windy J Farms. And I'm going to see probably about moving a door on there so I can get that completed at the end of the game. So yeah, it looks like Windy J Farms is what it's going to be. Because the other ones I can't fit in the areas of which I've designated. So come here, Windy. So there's my Windy Farms. We are now going to do that moat I was speaking about. And it's going to come all the way across here. Let me just go ahead and get that colored in here. Alrighty, so moat is colored in. It's a shame I didn't have any secret doors I could add because I got a courtyard there, I got a courtyard there, I got a courtyard there. I could have added some doors and had some courtyards. But that is the end of the game because I did that one. I don't have that. Oh, I moved doors. Let me color that in. Not like it matters because the game's over. I just did that one. I never did grab that bat cave, unfortunately. These I did. Those will add score. There, and there. Alright, so let me go ahead and figure out which one of these I want to use and get their decks organized so we can do this quick, fast, and in a hurry like. Alright, let's start off with the top part of the sheet before we get into those because those are going to be a little complex to do. I get nothing for points up here. So yellow rooms completed. I only ever completed the one, so that's going to be 4 points. Blue rooms, I did have 3. I never got that last one completed, so that is 15. No underground. I did get, forgot to fill my last ones. So purple I got completed. And another green one. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Alrighty. So purple I had 1, so that's 7 points. Red I had 1, that is 8. Alright, so the green ones. So, if I remember correctly, it does not specify if the adjacent squares that are empty need to be within the confines of your castle. I personally am going to go with they need to be. It just, to my mind, fits thematically. However, I did have a green one I forgot to use, or I didn't use, so we are just going to unlock this to just be on this. Oh, that's not what that is. Cross that out. That was a mess. This is what I need to color. Alright. So, we'll do this room first. So that's 1 point because it's a half. 2 points. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 8 points for that one. This is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to say a curve is 1 also, so 6, that's 7. Oh, it's 2 points per. Yep, that's what I was counting. Huh. I will say that the green room is one of the more complicated ones for us to wrap our heads around for some reason. And then my foyer is 1, 2 points. Alright, the moat. So all of my buildings are behind it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that moat is worth 24. For my bonus cards, out of all those I had 4 that actually were going to score me points. I can score 3 based on my 3 orange buildings. So we're going to do 2 points for each of your 45-degree angled wall segments. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that one is 26. We get 3 points for each of your filled-in swans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. is 15. And then 4 points for each of your number 7 cards, and I have 2. So that is only 8 points. So that is 41, 49, this is 24, and this is 17. Alright, so count up my rooms. 1, 3, 5, 8, 11, 14, 19, 25, 31, 37, 44, 51 points there. My Royal Decree gives me no points. So there's that. Alright, now we're going to look up here. Outdoor rooms. I have 1, 2, I have 2. So they definitely won that one. I don't get that. Alright, now they go to number 6 rooms. They have a 6 in here, and there's a 6. And there's no 5s in here. Alright. So they had 2 6s. I had 3. So I get 15 points for that one. Total size of purple. They definitely have that because there's 11 as is. And then number 5 rooms, they have 2. I have 1. So that actually did me no good because I never even tied them, and they got that one. Alright, so let me go ahead and add all this up, and I'll be back with my final score. Alrighty, so we came up with a grand total of 190. When we consult the book, a 190 is the Drawing Room's Royal Pencil Sharpener. So that was not a great one. I really should have tried to get at least one downstairs room so I could have done a door to get in there for some courtyards. Also, I ended up not really being able to do most of these. Like, that was only going to give me 6 points. I had no 8s. That was going to be 5. That one might have been a little different, but it wouldn't have been able to push me up to the next level. Alrighty, so that was Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. Hope you enjoyed it. If I could go ahead and get you to like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, and share this video, we would be obliged. We would also be obliged if you could go ahead and check out our Patreon. See if there's a level you'd be interested in, and go ahead and join. Anyways, that is it for this playthrough. We will see you soon.